The Auto Style Body Battle. In today's battle, we have the G37 versus the Genesis. Which one will come out on top? Let's begin. Okay, here we are again for another battle. This one I'm pitting up against the G37 against the Genesis Coupe. Both cars give me a double take on the road. If I see them parked, I always look back because they are decent looking cars. They're pretty nice. Fluid designs, but one's got to come out ahead of the other here. And they're both around the same, I'd say you can get them about the same price range. Genesis is around like $30,000, which is crazy for a Hyundai. G37s now, you could probably get around that range too if you get a used one. So, and they both produce about the same amount of power. So they really are comparable cars, except one's just made of a lot more, I'd say, quality materials than the other. But for the most part, we're not here to talk about all the other things. We're here to talk about which one looks better. Which manufacturer did a better job of designing the car. So let's get to it here. As you see in my last video, the G37, of course, had the front end that won against the G35. Here we're gonna put it. We're gonna put it against the Hyundai Genesis, and we're gonna just look at this thing. Let's just say Hyundai, and literally in the layman terms, they were bugging, because this thing looks like a straight up beetly bug staring at you. It looks goofy, man. These headlights, I think they went too far into designing this. It's just so much happening here between the blinkers, the angle, everything is just radical, man. They were sitting there, the executives sitting down, they were like, we got to do something out of the ordinary. Let's just put some crazy shit together. And they went and did that. The hood, I've seen these things in person. The hood vents are non-functional, so they're just plastic. They're not taking in any air at all, which, okay. But they've got these crazy like vents here, and the fog lights are radically designed diagonally, and they've got cuts and slices in the grill, and this huge massive grill here. I say that it's a little overdone. I included the picture of the old one back, and this one came out in like 2010. This is probably the first contender with the G37 when it first came out. It's a little bit more simplified, and I think it's a little refined a bit more. This whole smiley face type grill, you know, has been used today with BMWs and like the 3 Series, and Mazda's use a smile face too. But I think it's a lot better looking. The fog lights are in a bit like a little nicer. The whole hood itself looks nice without the hood vents, the unfunctional hood vents, non-functional. Then the headlights look a little bit more refined, but the headlights are still very wide and out to the side of the car, bulbous a little bit. But it's a little bit crazy. I'm gonna give the front end of this car the win to the G37. It just looks a lot more luxurious, refined. You should be able to look at a car just like you're looking at a human's face and not be thrown off by the fascia. So you look straight into the picture I'm looking at here, the G37, it just looks angry. At the same time, it's staring right back at you the right way, and it gives a form of aggression. Looks pretty good. The Genesis, I get like, I can't tell where its eyeballs are. They're just kind of all over the place. They look like they're staring off to the side like a chameleon, and it's got no facial presence toward me. I can't really focus on it. You know, I can't focus on the eyes. So this one just goes definitely to the G37's front end. So G37 wins this one. So let's head to the rear of the car. So now we're at the rear, and I spoke about, again, the G37's problems in my last video. It is a little bulbous. They went with the bulbous type back. It didn't. The front's aggression in a daylight time period looks great. The rear aggression during daylight time period, where you just kind of be able to see the car, not its taillights, are kind of bulbous and not very, like, not the most aggressive thing I've ever seen. It is aggressive, but it's not great. It's not the greatest looking. The chrome lip throws it off for me again. I've said that before. And it comes out very wide here if you look where I'm pointing. It's a bulbous tail light. It's not very sleek. It makes the back look. It's overrun by red in terms of tail light. It's just a lot of it. It rides up really high and comes all the way out to the side, and it's a lot of the bumper. A lot of the rear is tail light when it shouldn't be that much. And that's why I included here on the convertible a better way it should have looked, because they made it in two different styles. They made the convertible taillights look different than the Coupe's taillights, and they didn't need to do that, honestly. I mean, BMW and things like that have 3 series that are convertibles and 3 series that are the Coupes, and they look the same. You know, it doesn't detriment the styling, except for the fact that they have to put all that metal in the back of the trunk, so it makes the back look even more fat, though. But even if the back is more fat here, which it is, because it's got to fit more, it's got to fit those metal materials in it, they still made the design of this taillight a lot better looking than they did on the Coupe. And I wish they did that, but now they've made us have to choose. Oh, I like the way the back of the convertible looks, but I kind of want a convertible, and I need a Coupe. You know, I would like the roof. So it kind of puts you in a crossroads of what to do. I really think the convertible should have been the standpoint of the taillight design. The bumper is a little bit crazy on the convertible. They could have kept the G37's bumpers okay. But it's, again, got that chrome lip. They should all include this option standard, the lip spoiler I have up here in this picture. So you got too many design options that you have to kind of mix and match to make the car look the right way. And I'm glad they made one style. You could choose one or the other, but you should just be able to make the best style. The best style looks the best. If I look at the Genesis here, man, I just look at it, and I've seen this car. I've been behind a G37, and I've been behind a Genesis, and man, that Genesis looks good. The rear of this car, it looks amazing. They did a great job. It's like someone else designed the front and a new person designed the back. That's the same way I feel about the G37. Someone else designed the front and the back is designed differently, you know. It just, oh man, the back of this car, it looks great. I love the styling of a lot of cars are doing this now. 335s have it, BMWs, you know, just the kind of grayed out type look where the bumper is kind of being engulfed by the color of the actual underpart. It's like kind of going underneath. Looks great to me. If it didn't have that, it would be a whole lot of white on this color. The taillights, I've seen both these cars' tails. The dual halos and the G37 look great at night. Aggressive as hell at night. But we got to compare night and day. No one could see your car too much at night unless you got lights flashing on it and so like that. So a lot of your car is seen during daylight. So the lights on the G37 look great. I love the dual halo. The lights on the Genesis look great during the day. I mean, this looks awesome. The way this curves down, the styling of it, even if it is a little radical here, a lot going on, looks like it's kind of from a spaceship. It looks great. Oh man, I love the color contrasting, kind of a darker coat here, and the clear line going, it rides across the side. And this great curve going. This thing doesn't even need a spoiler. They added a lip for it. The way it curves over. This thing looks amazing. And at nighttime, this whole part right here lights up kind of like an alien's eyes, but it looks great. I'm gonna give the win for the rear to the Genesis Coupe. It just they did a great job designing this. The rear of this car looks great. It's wide. It has a great stance to it. It wins the rear. So let's continue on here, and we're on the side profile. Now, I've got my G37 in the top right corner, and I included a with and without photo of a spoiler on the Genesis. This has the lip spoiler on it, so I included the best model here with the lip. Without a spoiler, I mean, this car looks great, you know. I kind of would rather, you know, since you can't get the G37 without that chrome lip on the spoiler on the back, it would have to have the spoiler, and it looks great with the spoiler, but again, you're getting it with it. This looks great without the spoiler from the side profile, and with the spoiler, it looks a little bit more tunerish, but it's not that bad. But let's get into a little detail here. So the Genesis from the side, they included a streamlined type motion line going across the side from the fender across the like mid door here, and then they added again right around coming around mid door, cross all the way to the rear. That's actually pretty nice. It gives the car a sense of motion. I enjoy the fact that they added these lines in there. They need to. Things that I can't get over is why they would dip the frickin' like quarter panel window. Why would they? I don't know if they want to give the passenger in the back a little bit more rear visibility. Already knows no one can fit in the back of these cars very well, but I don't know why they would do that. It loses its sense of flowing. They've got these straight lines, these flowing lines here, and they've got this light that should be this window that should be flowing back, and they go dip. Whoa, dip. Why would you dip that? It looks so awkward to me, man. It looks so awkward to me, especially since this one looks like it's tinted. It really stands out. Like, it kills the flow. And you look on the gunmetal one here, it's flowing, and then this should be flowing back, and it just dips. I find that to be, who thought of to do that? You know, it's weird. It should honestly be a flowing line like the G37 here, right back. So it loses points in that aspect. I don't know if I can get, if I'm looking at this car from the side, I'm walking away from it, I'd be pissed off about that dip. I don't know if I'd be like, why, you know, it would look good to me, but always in the back of my mind, I'd be like, why would they do that? And you want to own a car that you're going to look at and be like, this thing was designed flawlessly. It looks great to me. I'd have some double takes here of why they would, why would they design it that way? Same as the front end. Why would they do so much? The G37 of Gun has no stylized motion lines on the side going back. Got one from the rear coming toward the window, which gives it that wedge type look, and literally connects right to the quarter panel window. Just go and it disappears. It's gone after that. So it doesn't have that style of motion that you normally see with most cars today. A lot going on. It's more just a plain styling. And I've said this before. They kind of went plain Jane on this design, but it when I look at it from the side, it doesn't stand out to being they've made mistakes here. It's just kind of plain. They didn't make any mistakes. I'd look back at it and be content with it. And you know, they could have easily done one because the headlight comes up here, and they could have done one right across. You can see a little faint line here. I don't know if that's from the reflection, but yeah, they could have done something straight across here, and it would have looked a lot better. The G35 has something like that, and you know, it looks a lot better. So, you know what? Let's start giving the points out on who wins this battle. So we have the G37 Genesis. I think I'd be more annoyed of what they've done with the Genesis with the side. So since I'll be more content, I'm gonna give the win to the G37 here. Give it 2 points. Genesis is gonna get 1. Let's move to the rear. The rear on the Genesis is flawless. This gets 2 straight off the bat. They did a fantastic job here. G37 gets 1. I'm gonna give this one 1 because it's got to have too many options to look right. But because there is options, maybe I'll just give it the 1.5 because of the options. So I'll give it the 1.5 there for that purpose. And then if I come up here to the front, the G37 takes it. It gets straight up 2 points here because this front looks great. They did a great job with the grille. It's not it's not obtrusive. It's not in your face. It's still clean. It's got a real big grille here, really big. A lot of companies are doing that these days, kind of like the Lexus IS. They've changed their whole design cue to the hourglass design, and it's very intrusive, but it gives people a sense of difference. They want to feel different. This just looks a little buggy. It looks a little weird. They could have done a better job with the headlight design. So this is just going to get a 1 here. So count up the scores. We've got 2 for the G37 front, 1.5, so we're at 3.5, and we're at 5.5. 5.5 for the G37. And let's see what the Genesis has. We've got 1 for the side, 2 for the back, so 3 and 1, 4. So the winner of this battle is going to be the G37. Of course, I'm comparing Hyundai to G37. Again, we're not looking at luxuriousness and everything. I'm just looking at the styling on the road. What would give a person go like, this car is, wow, that looks good. What just drove by me? Not knowing what car it is. You're just kind of going and just seeing a double take of what comes by you on the highway at like whatever speed it's coming by. The G37 would look a little better. The rear, of course, would look the best on a Genesis, which is what you would see on a highway, but all in all, from all angles, I think the G37 wins it as a car that has a little bit better style than the Genesis. So that's the battle today. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section, and of course I'll review them and look them over. If you have any opinions, again, some people here might own the Genesis, some people here might own the G37. You know what? Just let us know. Let me know what you thought about which car you think is better. And again, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.